Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome. Had a bit of a technical hitch there because somebody forgot to press the go live button and there's nobody else in the room except me. So I'll give you one guess at who it was. So how are we all doing? Welcome to another review Sunday of our products here. Hopefully you're going to enjoy what we've got for you today. Let's just get some comments up there. Guys, when you get here, first things first, on the actual post, it invites you to allow StreamYard to show your details, your name, you basically. Hi, Brian. Press that so we can see your face, because otherwise I get comments come up and I don't know who it is. Okay. And secondly, exciting news today. We're going to have a competition, our first competition. Okay. Oh, there's my man in the little window down the bottom there. At the garden. Right, we'll bring him on in a minute. So, basically, guys, yeah, it's going to be super exciting. We've got two competitions. First of all, right, and this is only for guys guys, just let me remind you, this is only if you're going to turn up at the live, okay? You're not going to get these on the replay. You're not going to get in any competitions on the replays, because it's only fair. If you want us to give stuff to you, you need to turn up, didn't you? Fair dinkum. And we've sort of done it at a reasonable time for the world. You know, some are getting near to bedtime, some have got to get out of bed early, but hey ho. So this week's prizes, we've got a couple of the CBD face masks to give away. Okay. We'll see how many people turn up. If no one turns up, we won't give any away. If one person turns up, I'll give two to them. Okay. I'll give one. If we get 20, 30, 40, 50 people, I'll give two away. I don't know. But whoever turns up here today, that isn't obviously in the business, or family members and stuff like that, will be put into the main draw, which is going to get taken when we've got enough people in it, and that's going to be for $300 worth of CBD and CBD products, because we don't just do CBD products. Okay, so we've got David here, we've got Brian here. It's only our second week, so it's a bit sort of, nobody knows we're here. Lots of people do know we're actually on live today, but they haven't turned up because they're all naughty people. So I'm going to bring on this guy. I've known him for a while, and he actually uses, in particular, one of the products, but I'll let him tell his story. Now, his story is a little bit different from the norm. It's a little bit special, I think, for those of you who use our CBD products. You'll know that, when if it's just for you and you sort of got an ache or something like that, it all works great, and that's something you've had for a little bit, and it goes, we hope. Dave's story's been around for a while. Basically, this is helping with his situation. It's a remarkable situation because Dave's a single parent. I'm not going to say too much. I'll let him tell his story. I believe he wasn't single I'm fairly certain he wasn't single by choice, single parent by choice. He may want to dig back that far into his story if he wants to. That'd be great if he would, but we won't push him. But he's always smiling, he's always happy. He looks a little bit tired sometimes, but he's always out there being a smiley, happy place. And when you know his story, you realise that he should really be worn out all the time. And he's got a son, and he has a very special relationship with his son. So I'm going to bring Dave on now to tell his story. It's Dave Marsh. Let's add him to the stream and see. There we go. 50-50. Hi, Dave. Thanks for turning along.
Right.
Great. Yeah. Are we outside or are we in the conservatory?
Sorry?
Are we outside or are we in the conservatory?
In the conservatory, yeah.
I've got a conservatory. I've got an inside and outside. That's it. I haven't got a bit in between. Right. Yeah. So, Dave, you've heard what I sort of my introduction to you about your situation. Go back as far as you want to, as far as you feel isn't too personal or whatever, and just I'm going to get off. I'm going to let you tell your story. Take as long as you want, but I have got to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
But let you be as long as you want, mate. Just take your time, and then obviously tell us how the product has helped you in your situation, mate. So stage is yours.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. As Pete says, my name's David. I got married obviously years ago. I think it was 89 I got married. We had two kids. First one was a daughter in 96. Then we had a son in 98. But he was born with special needs, bless him. He had scarring to the right frontal horn of the brain. So it affected his development and what have you. He went to a mainstream school, infant school, and then he went to a specialist school as he got older, in his teens and what have you. But I lost my wife in 2016, just as he was turning into an adult. And it couldn't have happened at a worse time, because his behaviour was getting erratic, and it just got really, really bad. So he has behavioural difficulties. He swears at people, he gets stressed. He bites his arms when he gets stressed. He has cyclical vomiting, which they thought was reflux at first. And it's all brought on by stress, even refluxes as well, I think. But cyclical vomiting has a lot to do with it. So they gave him medication for that. And he was always getting stressed out at school and what have you. He got kicked out of college for his behaviour. But he started to settle a bit. More or less the time when Pete introduced me to the CBD oil, it started to settle him down a bit. And I used it mainly at night time because I needed a break. And the only time I could get a break from him would be at night time, when I could chill out. And it worked. I gave him the stated dose every day at night time, and it was zonked out. And I thought, I'll try giving him a little bit less, because I thought I don't want him too zonked out. You know, not that does that to you anyway, because he'd wake up and he'd go to the toilet and what have you. So I didn't mean, when I said zonked out, I don't mean it's totally zonked out. It relaxed him and stopped him being as stressed. During the day, he's still the same and what have you. But it's got a lot more stimulus during the day. So it's a little bit harder for him to relax during the day. But he's got medication for that anyway, that the doctors send him. But they didn't have anything particular, you know, for general nighttime. And this worked. This CBD oil worked. Instead of him getting up continuously at night time, waking me up and doing silly things and silly behaviour, it chilled him out, and he sleeps through the night. You know, if he goes to bed about 7, 7:30, and he gets up about sometimes 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's fantastic. But yeah, I can't fault it myself. I've tried the other stuff on it, the weight loss stuff, and I've not used it properly. In a way, I've not used it properly at all, but it did work. You know, the first time I used it, I noticed it slowed my hunger cravings. So whatever this business does with Pete, it works, guys. So there's two things that work: this CBD oil for Hayden, and then this dieting stuff for me. If that started affecting me in the first few days, then it's working. I mean, I ought to have used it and carried on using it, but I'm very lackadaisical. So I'm still large. I'm not over large, but I will use it eventually when I get time. But that's my main story, guys. It's, you know, it's working, and it's helped me and Hayden relax a bit and have a bit of chill time. So yeah, it's fantastic. And I can't fault Pete. He's a lovely guy to work with. So if you ever need any help, He's the guy. Tell you guys. Thank you very much anyway, everybody, for listening to me.
Cheers, Dave. I'll send a tenner over later for that. That was a brilliant story. I really appreciate that, mate. And it was good of you to share everything with us. You went sort of a bit further and beyond. And we got a double whammy there, guys, because I thought Dave was going to talk about the oil, and he actually put in about the weight management one as well. So we got a bonus ball there. And actually, just on that, anybody who's watching this on the replay or whatever, if you want to know about that weight management one, look at last week's, because we had week before, I think. Oh, we've done it 3 weeks now, not 2 weeks. We had Brian on telling about he's actually used the weight management one, and he went from he lost over a stone in 5 weeks, and he wasn't using it properly either. So it does work, but that's a great story about Hayden. So has he got a preference to the what do they call it? The what do they call it? The flavour.
He likes the mint one.
Mint one, yeah. Because there's all sorts of. How many have you tried?
He'll only eat so many, and I've just stuck to that mint one with him, and he loves it. So.
Right. And so basically, you're either zonking him out. It's that fine balance, isn't it? How much do I give him?
I thought, well, I'll use less. So you don't actually need. Sometimes you don't need what it states if for what I was using it for.
Yeah.
So
because it's 2 meals a day. How much? What you just giving him one lot a day? Are you just before like bedtime?
Quite literally, a few drops on the teaspoon.
That's right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Just while we're here, people, we better explain that before you start calling the police on us, that these have no hallucinogenic properties at all. This CBD oil is derived from the cannabis plant. But it's in a state where it can't give you a high, guys. So poor Hayden's not getting zonked out because he's high as a kite. It's just because, as Dave said, it relaxes him, which I find with muscles and things like that it helps relax you all over. So yeah, that just sort of thought I better put that in there before we get raided at 6 o'clock in the morning up in the loft and that. So, and how long have you been using it for, David? On Hayden?
I think it's been about 3 months, hasn't it? 3-4 months.
Right, yeah, and it's all steady away. It works for him. And you do that every night, do you? That's part of a nightly routine now.
Yeah.
And I think you told me you're lucky in the fact that he will actually just eat anything that you put in his mouth, basically. So you haven't got any issues there.
He's always been in hospital, so anything like that, yeah. Medication, stuff like that. Nothing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So have you obviously, I'm going to guess no other people who have got a similar sort of issues with their children that you have. Have you sort of had any conversations with people along the line about to see if anyone's had similar experiences?
I've not met anybody recently. The only chance I've got maybe is online because Hayden's very antisocial, so I don't get out a lot. All I can do is travel in the car with him and take him to places he likes. As in talking to the general public, he limits me. So
yeah, I've met him in real life, but I've met him online, and yeah, he's got some choice language that I've never heard. I thought I'd invented everything that wasn't there, and I haven't. But no, he's a character, though. He's a character.
He's lovely. Yeah.
If you ever seen if Dave does lives all the time, and every now and again you'll see Haven just hovering in the background watching his dad doing whatever he's doing, like, and if you know Hayden, you're waiting for the next bit, but it doesn't always come, thankfully. But he just comes and hovers and watches. He's in awe of you, of what you do, isn't he? He just watches you all the time.
He's a little bit. When I bring him on, sometimes he's thinking, "Oh, I'm taking part in something my dad is doing," and because of that, he gets excited with that. Changes his mindset.
Aye. Well, he's going to become a bigger star than you soon on lives. Could be taking over. Right, guys, what I want to say to you is, obviously, in this group, or you might be watching it on the YouTube channel, or somebody might have shared it somewhere. The people generally who are talking here are people who are either customers as David, we know as a customer, or their affiliates because they brought you here to sort of let you have a look around. This is in the CBD Plus group a link-free zone. You're not seeing any links posted anywhere unless it's a link to let's say an article that's going to help someone. But we don't come in here plastering links and telling you prices and everything like that. If you want to know more information, guys, go back to the person who brought you here, or indeed if you're watching this video and nobody brought you here, you just stumbled in here, we let you in without paying the entrance fee, because it's quite expensive, this club, but if we let you in, it's free, by the way, guys. You need to go and see David, because David has given us his time here today, and he is a customer, and as a customer with the company that we're with, you do get rewarded for being a loyal customer. You can in fact get free goods, and if you want to take up to the next stage, you can even get some monetary gain from it. But we're not here to plug that. I'm just saying it and saying if you're watching this somewhere and you've just stumbled across it, no one's brought you here particularly, then please go over to David. It's David Marsh. And if you want to know, if you can't find him and you can't find his, where his timeline is, just drop me a message in the inbox and I'll direct you towards him. And that's what makes the world go round, guys. So Dave, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Great story. And I'm glad it's working for you. That's really, really good. And may long it continue, with these.
Yeah.
But we know if David looks lively and wide awake in the morning, we know he gave him an extra drop. He's looking a bit tired. He didn't give him enough. So thanks, Dave. Really appreciate it, mate. And we'll catch up with soon.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye now. Right, guys. So before we go, the draw. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go through here. Okay. This week, I'm going to make a massive exception, okay, because it's new, the competition, because nobody really knew about it. We did our best to promote it, but we didn't really get it out there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the people who come on and watch the replay, okay, and tell me this number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll repeat that in case you missed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason I want that number is I know you've waited to the end. And in fact, you would have just heard me saying all this. But anyway, so you produce that number for me, and I will put you. We're going to hold this open to next week. I'll put you in the draw, okay? And you'll be in the draw for the face masks. Let's bring the face mask out again, okay? And I'll give 2 away to 1 lucky winner, okay? They're great, the CBD face masks. Before I started using them, I was 75, and I still am 75, but I look great for it. Obviously, I'm telling lies here, so please don't sue me for giving you misinformation. So, guys, I'm going to do that next week, right? Between now and next week, anybody who's watched this and given me that number that I've just given you will get put into the draw for the 2 masks. We'll redo the draw next week, so we've got a few more people in it, okay? And then what will happen is on the day after the draw, the Monday, we will announce the winner in the group, okay? Now, we will also add anyone who turned up here, and this is including anybody who's even in the business, because I think this is fair. I will put everybody into a draw to win $300 worth of products, okay? But I would urge people who are actually in the business to use those products to promote their business, but that's up to you guys. Okay. In fact, I might even change it, mate, say you've got to, but there you go. But anyway, we'll put everyone in the draw for that. That will be drawn as and when we feel we've got enough people to warrant doing that sort of draw. But every week there's going to be a draw for a smaller prize, around $20, $30, maybe $40 by the time it gets shipped out to you. And next week, guys, please bring along all your friends, family, just bring people along here. You've heard Dave's story, okay? Who do you know who you think this might help? Who do you know that has got, a child or even an adult, or who knows, with behavioural issues, okay? And if it can work for Dave and Hayden, why can't it work for you guys? So, why not invite those people along? Let them have a look, show them the review, okay? Tell them to listen to Dave's honest story. Dave's given us a really great story there. from his heart. I know it is, and you know, and I did push it to get him to say a little bit more about his wife and that, and he did. So you know his full story. You know, and you know that in that situation, the guy's a bit of a martyr coming through the way he has, and he needs a little bit of a sleep time, and this has helped him get that sleep. And of course, it's doing Hayden, his son, the world of good, because if he's having a night's sleep that's working, then he's in a better frame of mind, as David said. So that's what we need to do, guys. Get everybody in here. If they watch this video, okay, get onto this one. We'll put them in the draw, okay? Plus, also in this group, have a look through, because we've got a video on the relief cream, which I did, okay, because that works wonders for me. We've got one on the weight management spray, which Dave touched on earlier in his one, but Brian did one a week or two ago because he's used it very successfully. So, guys, get out there, bring people in. You've got a week now to let them have a second chance of getting in and being able to win the prizes. And you're getting introduced into the main prize for $300 draw. Right, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'll catch up with you same place, same time next week when we'll have another speaker on, hopefully, to tell you about another product. In the meantime, please tell all your friends and family, bring them along. There's no pressure. As we've said before, it is a link-free zone. Okay, so we don't plaster links everywhere for you to join this and join that. When the time's right, and if the time is right, and if you'd like some more information, then we would say to you, come to us and talk to us, but nobody's going to push you guys. So thank you to David. That was amazing, and I will see you guys all later.